Welcome to Long Shot Archery. My name is Grant Smith, and today we're fletching arrows. Let's go. Okay, so today we will be using the Bohning Pro Class Fletching. So this is going to give us a straight fletching. So you can do different degrees. So for my target arrows, I do a 3-degree. So the first thing we need to do is get this arrow clean. So this is going to be a refletch. Obviously, if you're fletching new arrows, you can skip this step. But when I refletch an arrow, obviously we have a missing vane here. I think I shot it with one of my other arrows. So I'm going to completely refletch this arrow. Not just going to try to add vane here. I'm going to take these two off, and we're going to completely refletch this thing. So first thing here, I'm going to go ahead and strip the existing fletchings. This one probably could be sharpened. And then real important is cleaning off all the existing glue and any remaining part of the fletching there. So we get this all nice and clean. So got a couple pieces there. And I have done this with an actual like razor blade too. So this is a little tool made by Bohning, but you don't have to have this. Just a razor blade from your local hardware store will work as well. Okay, so once we have our arrow cleaned off and scraped of the existing fletchings, I like to take a baby wipe or a wet paper towel and really clean that area good. And it'll also show you if you need to scrape a little bit more of the arrow there. So I think we should be good. So I will clean this off and let it dry, which it doesn't take long. And then we'll get ready to start fletching. Okay, so our first step is we're going to take our first vane, we're going to insert it into the clip here. Get it lined up exactly where we want to, and then we will take the fletching adhesive. And so anytime you glue these, my thoughts are less is more. So what I like to do is I like to put 3 little drops at the front, middle here, and end. Then I'll kind of work it around here. So you will definitely be able to tell when you have too much adhesive. And I should have already had this arrow set in here. Get this put in. Make sure it's nice and tight. I like to press it down there. Make sure everything's nice and tight where it should be. And now we play the waiting game. Okay, so ideally I like to give it about 3 to 5 minutes. However, I have fletched these things in about a minute and a half, but ideally 3 to 5. I will then rotate this arrow counterclockwise here. And make sure it's nice and tight. And then we will repeat our process here. So obviously that is going to be my the top of the arrow there, that orange one. So I will grab one of my yellow ones here. And again, with the glue, can't stress this enough. Less is more. You do not want to have a bunch of adhesive all over your arrow. It does not take a lot to get these things on there properly. Make sure it's all nice and tight. I typically hold it for about the first 10 seconds here or so. Make sure I got it right where I want it. And then again, 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, so we've given it right about 3 minutes. We'll take this off. This is all magnetic, by the way. Do that counterclockwise rotation and make sure my arrow is seated in there right. That's one thing. If you do not make sure your arrow is in the bottom of the jib right, you will misfletch your arrow. So ready for our third and final fletching here. Do my 3 drops. Everything's nice and tight. And there we got the third one going on. Okay, so we will pop this off. Let's check it out. There we go, a perfectly fletched arrow. This one's already been refletched multiple times, but this is not expensive. This is around $30 to $40 at Cabela's, or whatever you guys have in your area, whether it's Cabela's or Field and Stream. I used to be the guy who every time I lost a fletching, I was constantly buying new arrows or buying the quick fletches. It's not hard to do. You find yourself a bad football game on TV and you can fletch a whole dozen arrows just like that. So I typically give these about, I like to give them about 12 hours to dry before I shoot them. That glue is still setting up. So we'll give this thing about 12 hours. Tomorrow, she'll be ready to fire in practice.